Hello my lovely crafty peoples, and welcome back to Craft Bee Claire. Today is day 14 on the Junk Journal UK challenge, July, and today's clusters. I love making clusters. I love the kind of maximalist element of them all. Just quickly, so yesterday's page I finished off with a little bit of text and added in the prompt that I used, the inspiration. So today is clusters, as I say, and I've got loads of little bits and bobs, and I've made like a little mini journal that I'm going to use in this pocket. The background is some Be Happy stationery from the garden pack, and this is just some old packaging that I've distressed with some ink. So let's get building on clusters. I'm going to keep that to one side. I'd like to use one of my hidden paper clips. This is quite a jumbo one. The mini journal will just fit in there. It's just made from the front cover of a freebie paper pack, and then just going through my scratch drawers, some handmade paper, some prints, some book paper, some embossed paper. I think I used that to make an envelope. That's some really nice quality writing paper, some more handmade paper, and just a paper bag. And then I've just sewn it all together, and it's just a cute little mini journal that can be used for journaling or even to make a mini scrap journal. So cluster, I found this lovely image in a really old flower book that I picked up, and it's got the most beautiful images. It's not written in English, but that really doesn't matter. But it's got the most beautiful images and paintings of flowers. So I found this one, and this is the flower that I've chosen for my colour scheme and the cluster today. So I'd like to have that quite prominent in the cluster. I also then gathered together lots of little bits that were reds and browns. I found it. I cut 2 of these last night and could not find the other one. They're just like trellis, which I thought was great for the roses. Anyone else have a black hole in their craft area where you put something down and absolutely cannot find it? So just gathering up loads of bits. That's a bit of momigami, and we're just going to create a cluster on the page. So I'm going to take a section of the momigami to just build the actual base. So we're going to have that. Might have that peeking out there. Then I've just torn the scraps that I've got and just torn them up. There's a bit of the Be Happy stationery background. Just some of that. Let's have that peeking out the side. Some little handwriting examples. Let's have that. Just tuck that in there. I have one coming out the other side. This is off an old scrapbook sheet. I've used most of the images from it, and this is just what's left, is some of the stamps at the bottom. I also want to use this bird cage because that's quite cute as well. So I'm going to pop that on under like that, maybe coming over. Let's have it going over there. Then I'm just going to plonk this on and see. Yeah, let's add a couple more layers. So this matches the cluster label I made. Let's use some of that trellis that I couldn't find yesterday. So I'm going to have some that comes up like that and some that goes out like that. And then I'm just going to pop the rose in And just make sure you can see a little bit of everything. Just moving it all around a bit. This is quite a quick make today because I got everything ready. I'm really enjoying that element of this challenge, and the fact that the videoing makes me get everything ready and have that really good idea in my head of where I want to go with it. So I'm going to do that. Now, I like to staple my clusters together. This is just a little staple, so it's not going to, in fact, what I'm going to do is staple the background together. It just holds everything in place so that I can then work with it. I really probably need a slightly longer stapler. But it does the job. I have got a really long arm stapler that I can use as well. So just stapled those bits together. It just makes them easier to move around. I had that in there, didn't I? So let's just pop a little bit of glue under that one. Got my yoo-hoo. And I'm going to use some of this paper just to go under there. And I'm just going to staple that. Probably just staple that to that. Okay, and then if I lay the rose, where's it gone, on top, it covers the staples, but you can also see the rose. So I am actually going to glue the rose on. Just placing it so we can still see lots of those backgrounds. I'm going to cut this loose leaf off because I think it's just going to end up falling off, and also it's half a leaf, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to cut that off, just trim that off, and then I'm going to just glue the whole thing to this pocket. And then I'm going to add another level of cluster to the top. I found this lovely image tag in a pack that I picked up from the Gloucester Resource Centre. Fantastic scrap store, well worth the £11, it might be £14 membership, but you can see I only paid £1 for this pack. It's got some lovely sheets and actually some really lovely little postcard images. There's some of the images, really lovely, helps if you can see them the right way up. And I've also got some vellum paper that I got out of another pack from the same scrap store, and this one was Paper Mania capsule elements. And it's got loads of like housey, naturally woody type bits and bobs. And again, this came from the same scrap store. They have such an amazing amount of stuff there. It's just like, it's like Disney store for grown-ups. So I am going to pop her on a paper clip. I think I'm going to use a smaller one. This is my little paper clip kit. Thank you, Lindsay, for the inspiration. I've just thrown her on the floor. And I'm going to stick her onto the paper clip, but I'm going to stick her the paper clip right at the top. I'm going to add some lace behind her. Let's have a look. Red lace, yeah. I've got some nice red lace that we can add behind her. So let's just cut the length of that off. And I did have a scrappy bit of natural lace that I'd cut in half because I wanted half of it for something else. I'm going to add that as well. So I'm going to pop her, kind of just almost creating another cluster. So pop her onto that. Let's give her a little bit of book paper behind her as well. Actually, if I sandwich that with the lace, that will keep the lace on her as well. So, and then maybe, oh, look at this. Found this. This was in some happy mail I received from the Junk Journal Fairies. We do like a monthly happy mail. Although the postage is being a pain, and even though you know you've posted it and you know the person's posted it to you, it's taken forever to get here. So I'm just going to stick these down. So I'm just going to have that coming out that side a little bit. Let's put some more glue on the back. And I'm going to go in and just blob that on there. And then I'll use my trusty weight. I'm just going to weight that down to dry with my cup of coffee. And I think I will use the larger one because I've made that longer. Just give that a few minutes to dry. I was sitting out in the garden last night just contemplating where my art journey has gone from, and it all started in the summer of 21 when I left teaching due to menopause and a big mental health crash. And I started some art therapy with a lovely lady called Amy who works for Art Lift, and she just awoke the creative beast in me, the beast that had been squashed and told I didn't have. And from there, it's just flown. I've done varying projects. I am still hoping to go and do my foundation degree in art, and I have produced folios and kind of GCSE/A level of books and work for that. I will post some walkthroughs of some of my other makes that I've done onto my page. So that's just a little bit about how I came to art. And I was looking back through my very first altered book that I made, and just looking at the quality and the level of my artwork now compared to then. Right, see, I've just put that paper clip down. Where did I put it? Black hole. Absolute black hole. Seriously? Where? I had that right in my hand. It's not on the floor. I was just playing with it. Ah, there it is. My little black hole of my art table. I currently only have quite a small art area with a lot of stuff in it. I am waiting for my son to move out and then I can claim his bedroom. But bless him, he's trying really hard and saving really hard so he can. He works long hours. But yeah, so I'm not pushing him out, but kind of want my craft room as well. It's a really difficult quandary to be in. So we've got cluster there. Cluster on this paper clip, which is just going to go on the top corner. Actually, do you know what? Oh, I'm going to put that cluster. No, I am going to leave it on the top corner. And a little mini journal. And there we have it. Just like others are saying, my book is creating a bit of a gator mouth. So I think once we've done all the pages, I will probably take the binding off and sew it together so that it can sit. It will be quite wide, but it can sit flat. But yeah, there's today's page. All finished. What a nice quick one. Lovely. Like, share, follow, hit the subscribe button and all the things you need to do to help me build my channel. And thank you so much for all the supportive people who commented, liked and given advice. Thank you. Bye bye.